Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. This is my second part of my boxing review. After the first part was obviously for the Wayne Darcy and Roy Romero card. This time it's for the Canelo Alvarez versus William Scull card, where we saw Canelo Alvarez defeating William Scull to become a two-time undisputed super middleweight champion. Obviously, he did vacate the IBF belt. Canelo Alvarez versus William Scull won against Shishkin. And obviously, we had another undisputed fight in boxing between Canelo Alvarez and William Scull. Not an undisputed fight to remember, if I'm being honest with you. Canelo Alvarez obviously defeated William Scull by now decision after 12 extraordinarily bad rounds in Riyadh, where yes, be real. Scull will be the subject of most of the criticism, but it takes two to tango for me. And you have to say Alvarez was also poor as well. I mean, cutting off the win has never been Canelo's forte, but this version of him was always going to have trouble pinning down someone as negative as William Scull. But for me, the white man still won. Canelo Alvarez was the only one trying to put pressure on William Scull to start him, William Scull as well. I think Canelo Alvarez landed more, in my opinion, as well. William Scull, far too negative. William Scull was there to survive as well. Let's be real. Was there to survive. A bit like what Jamel Charlo was as well. Didn't go into Canelo Alvarez, really. Let's be real about it. He did frustrate Canelo Alvarez during the fight as well. And we can't really say much now about the fight, really. Can't really say much. Job done for Canelo Alvarez, you have to say. At the end of the day, did what he needed to do. Wasn't a joyful loss at all. And Canelo Alvarez now moves on. We may as well talk about that now, I say. May as well talk about the announcement straight after the fight, which was being confirmed that Canelo Alvarez will defend his undisputed super middleweight titles against Terence Crawford in Las Vegas on September the 12th. So, pretty inevitable, wasn't it? It's been spoken about for months in the last year. And Terence Crawford will step up 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight titles. I don't like it because of weight reasons. I just don't like it for weight reasons for me, because for me, I think Terence Crawford's going to find it more tougher than Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez more natural at 168, while Terence Crawford's stepping up 2 weight divisions. Terence Crawford's probably got the tools and the skills, in my opinion, and the ability to beat Canelo Alvarez. It's this weight divisions is going to be a problem for Terence Crawford stepping up to 168. I would still favour Canelo Alvarez in that fight to win that fight for me. And for me, there's actually no pressure on Crawford. It's probably Crawford's last fight as well, because I think that for me tells me that it'll be Terence Crawford's final fight. The fact that he's stepping up 2 weight divisions, because he knows, yes, have a pop, yes, you know what, yes, have a punt at the undisputed super middleweight title to try and make more legacy as well. So Canelo Alvarez is actually under pressure that fight. Canelo Alvarez has to win that fight for me. If Canelo Alvarez loses that fight, he should retire. He should retire straight away. I actually think it's the final fight for both, to be honest with you, because I just don't know where Canelo Alvarez should go after this, in my opinion. It's a money fight. That's what it is. It is a money fight as well. Look, there's going to be a lot of hype around it. Two of the best boxers, probably in this era as well, we've ever seen in this era, going up against each other. It's a fancy matchup, isn't it? It's a fancy matchup as well. And look, I'll still be watching it. Because it's still a proper fight at Yates. It's still a boxing fight. None of this YouTube nonsense, influencer nonsense. I still watched Who Banned Ben, didn't I? I still watched Who Banned Ben, even though that was a fight that didn't make sense for weight divisions, in my opinion. it's the final fight for both of them for me. It's the final fight for both of them because I think this will be Canelo Alvarez's last payday. Obviously, people will say, well, Huban Jr. will be another payday as well. But in terms of bid money, it's the only fight yet for Canelo Alvarez, and it's the only fight yet for Terence Crawford as well. Terence Crawford, for me, I would rather Terence Crawford stay at 154 and try and be undisputed at 154. That's what I wanted Crawford to do. Canelo Alvarez, his options are limited after Crawford, let's be real. People say Chris Eubank Jr. People say Chris Eubank Jr. fight, not for me. I mean, you know what? With the Chris Eubank Jr. For Chris Eubank Jr., I actually want Chris Eubank Jr. to fight Canelo Alvarez because at least it will stop the criticism that he doesn't fight for world titles, and it hits Eubank's box as well because it's big money and it's a world title shot, so he can't get criticised. Eubank, and it's at Eubank's 168 weight as well. And but yeah, Canelo Alvarez, apart from Eubank Jr. in this fight, his options are limited for me. His options are limited, apart from maybe cherry pick opponents again. And but we're all still gonna watch it, aren't we? We're all still gonna watch it. If you watch, who do you think's gonna win this fight? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. But I would expect everyone's to go for Canelo Alvarez because he's more natural at 168, and that would be the safe pick in my opinion. But Crawford's got the ability, hasn't he? He has got the ability, to be fair. This is all about how Crawford can deal with that 168 weight, in my opinion. I just feel it may take away some of his assets, in my opinion, and it'll just play into the favour of Canelo Alvarez. But we'll wait and see. But elsewhere on the card, we saw Badu Chak edge a close majority decision over Noah Mkhitaryan in the WBC cruiserweight title class. For me, I think that's a robbery. I honestly thought that was a robbery. I actually think Mkhitaryan did more than Badu Chak, in my opinion. I thought Mkhitaryan outthrew and outran Chak throughout the fight. I felt he did enough to get the decision. I think it's a shambles for me. As I said there in my notes, I think it's a shambles of a decision, if you ask me. It's a scrappy fight, don't get me wrong. It was a scrappy fight, but I thought Mkhitaryan was the busier fighter throughout and should have took the decision there, in my opinion. And if I'm Chris Smith, I'm done after Badu Chak straight away. Because Badu Chak's inactiveness really showed, didn't it? It really showed in that fight. So he does have a bit of an excuse, Badu Chak, for why he may not perform to his best. But if I'm Ben Smith, I'm tired in that belt. I think Ben Smith can beat Badu Chak, in my opinion. But for me, I don't think that will happen. I think it'll be a rematch between the two of them. I'll be very shocked if Mkhitaryan doesn't take the rematch and doesn't ask for a rematch. I think he should ask for a rematch, in my opinion, against Badu Chak. In my personal opinion, anyways. So that's what I think should happen next. Elsewhere, we saw Ramy Mundia get his revenge over Bruno Soares with a key unanimous decision victory in Riyadh. Disciplined for me. Disciplined performance from Mundia. Obviously, looked a much steadier and safer fighter under Eddie Reynoso as well. A disciplined performance from Mundia. Dominated for me. I think he dominated the fight, in my personal opinion. Just what he needed, didn't it? Just what he needed to inflict revenge from Bruno Soares, obviously knocking him out, of course. So just the performance Mundia needed. He'll probably move on now. But to be fair, Bruno has still got a point for Tracy because it is 1-1 between them. But I think Mundia will move on now to bid a fight. He's got options at 168, hasn't he? He's got options as well at 168. He got Christian MBE, he got Christian MBE, he got Teo Piant as well. He got the likes of them options as well from Monday. So yeah, he's got options just beyond there's the Pacheco as well. But I still think Monday is better than Pacheco and Beyonder for me. I think the fights from Monday are definitely Christian MBE or Teo Piant in my opinion. Teo Piant's a big fight in my opinion. I think that'll be a good fight for him. So that's what could be next. As for Bruno Perez, he'll probably go straight into like a comeback win fight, in my opinion, then get himself back up there then. But yeah. And finally, we saw Martin Batoli and F.A. Achaba fight to a majority draw over the 10 rounds. For me, this is what I'm saying about Martin Batoli's activity and conditioning. It's fallen off a cliff. It's fallen off a cliff. His conditioning was disgraceful, if you ask me, for this fight. For me, Batoli did both 5th and the 6th round away. It didn't look like he was. He had much. Yeah, from the time had the 6 rounds. Well, hello, I did tell people about Martin Batoli. He is a 6-round fighter. If you can get to the second half of the fight, you probably got a better chance of winning than Batoli and outboxing him. Because £299 for God's sake. Of course he's only 1 out of stamina after 6 rounds. F.A. Achaba, he did stun Batoli in the 3rd round as well, as you see in my notes there. And I think a draw was a fair result for me. I do believe a draw was a fair result. That was an accurate result. I felt F.A. Achaba just didn't do enough still to win the fight. In that, especially in that second half of the fight as well. Should have done a lot more, in my opinion, and he made up the decision win over Batoli. I think Batoli's overhyped. I really do. Look, Batoli is Batoli's a dangerous fighter in terms of first 6 rounds, isn't he? He's in the same Sandhard way, isn't he? He's in the same Sandhard way. If you can take him past 6 rounds, they are finished. Simple as that. In terms of stamina. And Martin Batoli was touted as the most avoided heavyweight in the world. Well, he ain't now, is he? He ain't now. Because F.A. Achaba actually F.A. Achaba got something against him. Obviously, it's not a win, but he got draw against him. And everyone expected Batoli to spark Achaba out. And he didn't. So where the hell does Batoli go now? Where does he go now, Batoli? Because he got stopped and knocked out by Parker, and everyone said, "Oh, it's a dangerous fight," but so to Parker. F.A. Achaba, who did struggle against Canelo, maybe if someone did win this fight, if you were to pick a win in this fight after that start card, you'd probably say Achaba did more to win than Batoli. Batoli's best accent came in the first half of the fight. But for me, a draw was a fair result. I think they'll get a rematch on between the two of them as well. Batoli's conditioning needs to be better. It really does. To try and get the win in the rematch and over Achaba. But if the rematch happens, I think Achaba will be even more confident. He'll be even more confident because he can feel he knows what he will need to do. Then Batoli be more active in the rounds. Outland Batoli as well, especially in the second half of the fight. Because we all know Batoli will be more dangerous first half of the fight with the power he's got. But he can outbox him. He can outbox him. He can outmove him. I think the Chopper did the right thing, though. He did the right game plan by boxing on the back foot and using the wind movement, because that's the ice of Batoli and San's nightmare, using up their stamina as well. So I think that's what FHR needs to do in the rematch, because there will be a rematch. There has to be a rematch in two of them, because it was a draw. There's no excuse not to do a rematch. So yeah, for me, I think the Chopper will be even more confident. He'd be more confident than Batoli in a rematch, in my personal opinion. If the rematch was to happen, I would fancy a Chopper. I would fancy a Chopper in a rematch, in my opinion. It all depends on Batoli's conditioning as well. So, but that's the thing. Batoli's always weighed around that, though. Let's be real. He's always weighed quite heavy. So, he ain't on the chance it. Let's be real. He ain't on the chance it. So, if the rematch does happen, I think the Chopper wins the rematch, in my opinion. And all of a sudden, another overhyped fighter, hype will die down. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts anyways, on all the fights. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below on all the fights I spoke about down below in the comments, and what your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford being announced for the 12th of September. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below for that as well. Take care, stay safe, and see you later, as Canelo Alvarez becomes a two-time undisputed super middleweight champion.